Hello, and welcome to the first installment of Magic for Seniors. I believe that learning magic is one of the best hobbies that seniors can participate in. It helps with your dexterity, it helps with your self-confidence, it helps with your memory, your self-esteem, and I believe it actually helps with your cardio. I'll explain later. So what we're going to do here is we're going to learn some sleight of hand magic, some relatively simple moves that you can practice until you get good at them. And then in every installment, I'm also going to teach at least one effect that you can do right away. Okay? So let's just get started. I could spend some time talking about my 50 years doing sleight of hand magic and stage magic and comedy, but if you care, you can Google my name there and watch all my crap. So anyway, here's what we're going to learn. The first thing is possibly the oldest sleight of hand vanish of a small object that there is. Now mostly it's done with coins, so that's what I'm going to demonstrate with, but you can use any small object, finger rings, little piece of paper, whatever you feel like making disappear. Okay, now this is the way it should look. Okay, you've got a coin, and I'm using just a regular Kennedy $50, right? And then at this point, I usually offer it to the spectator to look at and then make it vanish. But just that quickly, you can 1, 2, 3, make it reappear. So that is the basic vanish and production of a coin using the French drop and that other move, which I will also teach you. And maybe at first you say, oh, that looks too difficult. It's really not. Practice. Just here's where the cardio comes in. Walk around your yard, walk around your house while you're practicing. I have sometimes, no kidding, put in 3 or 4 miles just walking around working on, how to do a coin roll or whatever. I'm terrible at that. I practice a lot, but I just can't quite get that to look good. Oh, that's not too bad, right? Anyway, whoa, that's terrible. You'll do that a lot too. You will drop your coin. So let's just jump into how to do this, okay? You hold the coin. The way that I present it is I really do it, okay? I really take the coin. I reach over, thumb underneath, fingers on top, take the coin out of my right hand. Okay, if you want to do it the reverse way, you may, but I hold the coin in my right hand and really take it as I'm saying. This is a trick with just a regular Kennedy $50. And in fact, if you want, you can examine it. There I did the move. Now I made it look exactly as I did the other one, but the fact is the coin has dropped into my hand. Okay, hence the French drop, probably created by a French guy. I don't know. Okay, so here's what we're doing. You take the coin, okay, and hold it just like you did when you really took it. Spin it around a few times, give yourself a reason to put it back like that. And then you reach underneath, but what you're doing is you're putting your thumb underneath your other thumb. You're not putting it underneath the coin, because you're going to, just as you close your hand, just as your hand closes, you're going to drop the coin and then drop your hand. Okay, one more time. We take the coin, we let it drop as we lift it up. Okay, now here's how your Uncle George probably did it. Okay, we take a coin like that. Yeah, don't do that. Very casual, okay, I have a coin. And the thing is, you can't tell whether or not I really took it or not. That time I did. Exact same move. That time I didn't. So that's all you need to practice. Holding the coin in your left hand, moving your other hand underneath, and simultaneously dropping the coin as you close your upper hand. So you just do this. And you've got the coin in your hand. Then drop that hand casually, and while you've got the hand dropped, you can set up for the production. Now all you're doing is while your hand is at your side, very quickly, just push it up so that you can hold it like that. Okay, so you got it in your hand here, you just push it up like that and do that. Then when you hold your hand like that, from the other side, they can't see it. And you simply go 1, really go through the hole, 2, 3, third time grab it and push it through. It's a very pretty production, and it looks like this. 1, 2, boom. Huh? You can learn that, right? Just do it. Just start practicing. Start walking around your yard. You get some cardio going, and you learn how to vanish any small object with the French drop. Okay, as promised, here is an effect that you can do right away. All you have to do is memorize the sequence of what happens, and you can successfully perform this miracle. I really like this because it's done with a regular deck of playing cards, and it can even be a borrowed deck. And if you wish, you don't even have to be playing with a full deck, which I'm not, because you only need 9 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. Now, you can have the spectator go through the deck and pick out 9 cards. It really doesn't matter. 9 random cards from the deck. You then make 3 piles of 3. And then you ask the spectator to choose one of those 3 piles. So let's say he chose this one. You allow him to pick up the deck, the little packet, and shuffle it up, mix it up as much as he wants, and when he's happy, to look at the bottom card of that pile and place it, don't let you see, but place that on top of that pile. You then take that pile and place it on top of the remaining pile. I then tell the spectator that there's no way that I could possibly know where their card is. And they usually agree. And then I point out, well, no, I know it's third from the top. So we got to mix those cards up. So what I want them to do is to name either their favorite card or cut to any card. And I'm going to spell it out in its entirety. Okay? So they pick, let's say they pick the 10 of hearts. So we take the packet and go TENOFHEARTS. So they could have chosen any card, and I would have counted it out exactly the same way. So now there's no way I can possibly know where their card is in this packet. I would then make 9 piles of 1 card each. And we start this effect, and I explain that I'm going to choose 2 cards, and they're going to tell me which one to get rid of. And then they're going to do the same, and I'm going to tell them which one to get rid of. So, let's say I start by touching these 2 cards. Spectator says, get rid of this one. And then they start by touching these 2 cards, and I say, oh, get rid of this one. And then I touch these 2 cards, they say, get rid of this one. They touch these 2 cards, I say, get rid of this one. I touch these 2 cards, they say, get rid of that one. They touch these 2 cards, I say, get rid of this one. I touch these 2 cards, they say, get rid of this one. They touch these 2 cards, and I say, get rid of this one. 1 card remains. Wouldn't it be a miracle if that last remaining card was the card that they selected? They usually agree. You can do whatever you want magically and then show that it's the card that they selected. Okay, let's learn how to do it. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a very easy trick. You just have to follow the steps. Helps with your memory. I perform this trick when I'm doing a close-up magic routine, especially if there are people who are really into magic and they would like to learn. I do this as a demonstration, and then I teach them how to do this particular trick. Because like I said, it's very easy. So, any 9 cards. Shuffle the deck, allow the spectator to pick out the cards, whatever they want to do, but all you need is 9 cards. So you have them remove 9 cards and place them in 3 piles. You can do this or they can, does not matter. And then you ask them to choose a pile. Everything is very fair. So let's say this time they choose the middle pile. You allow them to pick up that pile and mix it up if they wish. And then finally, ask them when they're happy to look at the bottom card. Do not show you. Just look at the bottom card and place it on top of this pile. You then make sure that you pick up that pile and place it on top of the remaining pile. So now you know that the card is actually third from the top. Okay? And then I always say, because it's usually good for a laugh, and people are playing along, so they just follow along. I say, now there's no way I could possibly know where your card is in that pile. And they might say, well, yeah, it's third from the top. And you go, oh, okay, well, let's fix that. Or they say, nope, there's no way you could know. I expose myself and say, we just put your pile on top, so it's third from the top. So let's make sure we mix it up. And I'm going to do this by asking you to name your favorite card or cut the deck and select any card. So they might have a favorite card, but we have the 9 of spades. Okay, you pick up the packet and you count it as follows, and make sure you follow this closely. The N-I-N-E, spell the card, drop remainder on top. O-F, drop the remainder on top. S-P-A-D-E-S, drop the remainder on top. Now, you just have to trust me here. You can play with it yourself. But no matter what card they select, if you spell it in that manner, their card is in the exact same position every time. Okay? So let me demonstrate that. So now you explain you're going to make 9 separate piles of 1. Their card is right there. Excuse me. Okay? So you know that their card is always the center card as long as you did that count correctly. N-I-N-E, drop. Okay? So they selected the 4 of diamonds. At this point, you don't know. First, you explain, I'm going to touch 2 cards and you tell me which card to remove. Okay? Now, it's important that you do the first touching. If they do the first touching, then at the end, they're going to have an option to discard the chosen card. So you say, okay, I'm going to just I'll choose these 2. And they say, get rid of that one. And then you say, you choose 2. Now, if they touch, obviously, if they touch the center card, you choose to get rid of this one. Okay, then you touch 2, they pick that one, they touch 2, you pick that one, you touch 2, they pick that one, they touch 2, do not do that one. And then here I might go like that, just kind of put them out so it doesn't look like it's the middle card all the time. And then you say, okay, now you touch 2, I touch 2, it's my turn, and you do that one, and then you touch 2, and I do that one. So what I've done is I have forced the center card of that group. And you see why it's better to kind of mix them up. I didn't do it in the demo initially, but kind of move that center card to a different position when there's 3 or 4 left. Just keep track of where it is. And then I say, wouldn't it be a miracle if that remaining card was the card that you selected? They usually agree. I sometimes say my agent would like if that happened too, but let's see. Tap the 4 of diamonds. Okay, now you may need to go back, watch the method over, but just let me remind you that the most important thing in this whole sequence is make sure that it's third from the top. So make sure that the packet that they chose ends up on top. And secondly, when you're counting the cards, when you're counting the letters, F-O-U-R, drop the rest. O-F, don't forget the of, drop the rest. D-I-A-M-O-N-D-S, drop the remaining card. No matter what you do, it's going to be that center card, and then you start by touching the cards, and then anytime they touch that card, obviously, pick the other one. And then toward the end, you know, if the card was right there in the middle, you might want to go, okay, here we go. Now I know it's over there. Very effective trick. Learn it, record it for your grandkids, and show it to them on video. Or become a professional and get the big bucks. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the first episode. And I'll see you next time, maybe. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Unless you didn't like, then see ya.